Well, the country's drug regulator has given the green light for kids as young as 12 to receive the Pfizer jab. Joining me live now is the Health Minister, Greg Hunt. Minister, good morning to you. So it looks as though this is going to be approved for kids over the age of 12. When will this be available?
So two steps to the process. The Australian regulator, what's called the Therapeutic Goods Administration, has overnight approved Pfizer for 12 to 15-year-olds. The second stage now is that the Technical Advisory Group on Immunisation, or a TAGI, considers within that which are the appropriate children, and it's likely, on the advice that we have, they're well advanced in their preparations, that they will probably move in two steps themselves. One will be a consideration for immunocompromised children or children with underlying medical conditions, and that is well advanced. If that's approved, then we'll move to immediately make that open to children under what's called the Phase 1B program, which would mean immediate access. Now, that may take a week or so for consideration, but they're well advanced. They've been meeting with their UK counterparts. And then over the course of the second half of August, as they get international data coming in particular from the United States, they'll be making a decision on the general 12 to 15-year-old population, but our planning, our preparation, our vaccine supply, they're all well underway and in a position to implement that. And if they say yes, we'll deliver the access, and as is likely, if they make a decision over the course of the next week with regards to kids with underlying medical conditions, we'll open that immediately. And I think that's good news for parents, good news for kids.
Peter Collignon, the infectious diseases expert, says he wants to see more data when it comes to giving Pfizer to kids over the age of 12. Would you be happy for kids over the age of 12 to take the Pfizer jab? Would you give it to your own kids?
Yes, I would. Now that the Therapeutic Goods Administration has said yes, that they believe that it's both safe and effective, then certainly in our family we'd be doing that. It's a matter for each and every family. But as I say, there are two stages to the process, and one is the Therapeutic Goods Administration. Two, exactly that assessment to which you refer, Peter Collignon, talking about the international data, and that will be considered by a TAGI, or the Australian Technical Advisory Group on Immunisation, as is right and appropriate. And they've served us well, and I think they'll continue to do that, and we'll continue to follow their advice.
Okay.
But the next step is likely to be the kids with underlying medical conditions.
Okay, the priority is surely still going to be other age groups when it comes to Pfizer anyway, particularly those under the age of 40. So will the Pfizer jab be available for under 40s before the target at the moment, which is September or October? Are you bringing that forward?
No changes today. The advice is that with very strong supplies of reliable Pfizer coming in, they've done a magnificent job on delivering, and instead of having, as we expected, 600,000 a week in this period, we're now getting 1 million a week in this period going forwards. We're looking at September, October for under 40s, but if there were to be a variation, it would be to bring it forwards. And so we're in a strong position now with those vaccine supplies. That's translated to 184,000 doses yesterday, a record by a considerable amount, over 1 million a week now. Over the last 7 days, we've had now well in advance of 1 million doses. So those vaccinations are occurring on a record level. Australians are stepping forward, and that gives us the opportunity to not only meet those goals, but potentially to consider, if we're getting high volumes of vaccinations, the ability to always look to try to bring them forward.
Okay, the Prime Minister apologised yesterday for the slow rollout. As Health Minister, will you do the same?
Yes, absolutely. And obviously we would have wanted to have met those early targets. Our goal was to have 1 million a day now, and so I am sorry that we weren't able to do that. 1 million a week now, I apologise. I am sorry we weren't able to do that earlier, but we are achieving that 1 million a week now. The decision to reduce the recommended volume of people from 20 million who could have accessed AstraZeneca to just over 5 million as the recommended and preferred group. That had an impact. There's no doubt about that. And however, what we've been able to do is adapt. Our goal, as I say, was to be approximately 1 million a week at this time. That's what we're doing. Because of that change, it took us longer to get there. But throughout the pandemic, what is it that's marked Australia? It's our ability to adapt. Why is it that the loss of life here is so profoundly lower? Because we've adapted very quickly, whether it's on the economic, people in Victoria can come forward for their disaster relief payments, whether it's on the health front, but always we're looking to achieve more. And so, are we? Am I genuinely and deeply sorry that we weren't able to hit those initial targets? Yes. Am I pleased and profoundly pleased that we're doing 1 million a week now, 184,000 yesterday, and saving lives on a scale that virtually no other OECD country is doing? That is the ultimate test, saving lives and protecting people's jobs.
Okay, you mentioned there that you are distributing 1 million doses a week. Why can't 27,000 disability residents be vaccinated in 5 months then?
Well, what we see is that we've had over 3,700 visits to disability residences. We've now delivered, I think, over 24,000 doses to disability residents. And so we are encouraging and working with them and making sure that we're doing these in-reach visits. So, as I say, over 3,700 visits, 24,000 doses.
Yeah, but in terms of percentage, sorry, Minister, it's still less than half, though, haven't received that first dose. And that's in the 1A group.
No, that's
despite warnings.
Correct. That's not correct. At this point in time, it's approximately 57%. And we're always encouraging those groups to take it. We're working with them, we're building confidence in the vaccines, and we really thank the families who have supported either the in-reach visits or the visits to the GP or the specialist disability hubs, and we'll continue to build that confidence and continue to provide that access. So if you do have a son or a daughter or a family member with a disability, we urge you in the strongest possible way to provide that consent, to provide that support, because it could save their lives and it could protect the lives of others.
But there's still only 1/3 that have been fully vaccinated. Going back to my point there, it is Group 1A, our most vulnerable. Surely it's not acceptable that thousands still haven't been vaccinated properly.
Well, we're always working to encourage and to ensure people do take up the opportunity to be vaccinated. And as I say, we have the disability hubs. We've had over 3,700 visits. And indeed, we're continuously providing those in-reach visits. And so in the same way that we were able to vaccinate 100% of aged care homes, and that has made a profound difference during the Victorian and Sydney outbreaks, we are continuing to vaccinate those with disabilities, and as I say, 24,000 doses in that population of 27,000, and always encouraging the families to either bring their loved ones forward or to ensure that they are providing consent.
Okay.
But that community is doing a great job, and I want to thank everybody for coming forward in record numbers, but continue to encourage them to do so.
Health Minister Greg Hunt, appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.